Empowered Ladies and Maayong Hapon Davao. As we wrap up this month, we are so blessed to share the same space with women who go beyond limits and empower other women. This is Cams, and I am thrilled to welcome you all to the third episode of our Queentuhan, brought to you by JCI Lakambini Davao. Today, once again, we will celebrate the voices, stories, and triumphs of extraordinary women across our nation. Queentuhan is not just a podcast. It's a platform for empowerment and inspiration, where we aim to uplift and amplify the voices of queens from all walks of life. It's time to bring into the spotlight of women-powered stories and take up space as empowered women empowering other women. Let's get the ball rolling and place the spotlight on our very special guest today. She is indeed a phenomenal woman, as she's none other than the National Secretary General of JCI Philippines and the Mother Unit Manager of Tiger State Romeo Agency through Life UK. And now, without further ado, let's welcome our Queen Speaker, NSG Hannah Chloe Cano.
Hi, Cam!
Hello, NSG. Good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm doing really good, and thank you so much for inviting me to be part of Queentuhan. Thank you to JCI Lakambini Davao, of course, headed by your local organization, President Stelineta, and to all the beautiful queens behind this project. And hello, not just to JCI Lakambini, but for the rest of JCI Philippines, and perhaps our JCI brothers and sisters watching all over the world.
Yes, hello NSG, welcome and good afternoon. And we're really inspired by your empowering journey. And for now, we have prepared a set of questions for you. So are you ready to answer this question?
Yes, always ready.
Okay, so I have this question number 1. How do you balance the demands of being a mother and a career woman?
Yeah. Wow, that's really difficult to say that you're able to balance the life of being a mother and a career woman. So I like it. There's this term that I've heard that it's not really about balancing, but it's more of counterbalancing really. Because during the day, you have to admit, there will be days na ang focus mo lang is more on JCI, or there will be days na ang focus mo lang ay group or work ko. Right? But there will be days also that it would really take up family day. No, so sometimes it's not really about balancing, kasi there will be times talaga na you're spending more time one from the other. But what I can say is that it's about scheduling your priorities. So for example, you just have to write down what are your priorities in your life. Like, so for me, for example, definitely my number one priority is, of course, my relationship with the Lord, and then my family, okay, the children, definitely, and then comes with a career, which is true, and then of course my service to my my organization, which is JCI Philippines, and then and all others. So right now, those are my priorities. So I also have other things that I do, such as MCing, so that's also a side business, a side career that I do, side bracket pala. But so those are the things that I do. So kung hindi kasali doon, usually I don't have time for it anymore. Okay.
How do you balance the demands of being a mother and a career woman?
Wow, that's such a big word, saying the word balance between a career woman and a mother. Because for me, it's difficult to find that balance. So what I learned is I think a better word rather, counterbalance now. Because there will be days that you would be spending more with your family, or you will be spending more with your career, or you will be spending more with JCI or yourself. So it's difficult. It's kind of parang hirap sabihin yung word na balance. So it's really counterbalance depending on what is your priority in that particular day. But what I can give as a general tip, that I only just schedule my priorities. So meaning, I write down what are my priorities in my life. So definitely, my priorities in my life first is that I'm okay with my relationship with God. Then my family, raising the children. Then of course comes with my career. Okay, so I have crew. I also do hosting, and then I also have a training company, and then I have my vocation in JCI. So if hindi kasali doon, so I will not make time for it. No, so that's what I do.
Okay, so take note, ladies, from NSG Hannah, the word counterbalance, and of course, priorities. And can you share some strategies, NSG, on how you stay organized and manage your time effectively?
Right, so for strategies, so I always say it even whenever I give my trainings for secondaries class. I really recommend using G-calendar, okay, or whatever calendar that you would use. But I think these days kasi talaga, okay, this is not sponsored by Google, but because most of us are really using that right now. So for me, actually natutunan ko to during my press academy. Like way back 4 years ago, I was the president of a local organization. And shout out to HT Menon sa kanya ko yung natutunan, na we have to put like an account. I have a different account for my area of my life. Can you believe me? So for example, I have a Google account for my daughter. I have a Google account for my, of course, for my group, for JCI. Tapos for my personal, okay? So yan siya, naka-color coded yan. So pakita ko na sa inyo, okay? Just a quick sample lang. I'm gonna just, so you can see an idea of what itsura ng calendar ko and how colorful it could be. Ayan, so puno yan. So for example, I am not sure if the camera can see it, but like, you know, blue is for JCI, red is for Prue, brown is for my daughter, ganyan. So that's how I stay organized. Kasi because of the so many things that I really juggle on a day-to-day basis, pag wala siya sa G calendar ko, sa cellphone ko, I'm gonna miss it most of the time. So kaya ako, important for me, if I commit to something, it's already in my calendar. And so that's how I'm able to stay organized and stay committed to what I said yes to.
Oh, wow, so very organized talaga, NSG, no? And like with regards to your schedule, do you plan it a day before or a week before or like a month?
Yeah, well, for big things, you know, for certain events, you definitely, like for our work, we would really appreciate if, you know, our calendars is really like a quarter ahead, a month ahead. Dapat ganun talaga. But then of course, yun nga, may mga invitation that comes in. Of course, appointments mo rin, client appointments, things like that. So, we welcome that naman, no? Pero, but generally speaking, meron tayo kasing mga schedule na predictable, permanent and predictable. For example, so work code, we always have branch meetings every first Thursday of the month. So, every first Thursday of the month, at night, that's already booked now. So, may mga ganun tayo na we stay committed to yung mga regular, I have a Tuesday meetings with my unit, you know, that's 45 p.m. So, that's always locked up in the calendar. So, gano'n. So, for example, yung mga like sa JCI naman, may mga conferences, ganyan. So, yun, ahead of time, nakaplang ako.
So, speaking of JCI, NSG, how has your involvement with JCI supported you in your roles as a mother and a professional?
That's a difficult question to answer because how has JCI supported my roles as a mother or how has it not supported? I'm just kidding because, you know, as a National Secretary General, you know, I have to admit it's definitely taking a lot of my time. So, but what I can say, okay, first, I can say for my career how JCI has supported. Well, you know, so I'm a unit manager in a life insurance company. So in JCI, I was able to, over the years, you know, I've been with JCI, you know, give or take 14 years already. So in my journey with JCI, I have recruited people that has contributed significantly, a big part of my team, who's been part of my team, the success of my team really. So because you're in JCI, kasi you see a lot of talents. So you meet people there, and so when you see this talent, you know, you develop a relationship with these people, and of course you invite them to join you in your business or in your work. So for my case, I'm able to do that in JCI. For my role naman as a mother, how has JCI supported me? I think it's more of like I want to be an inspiration to my children, that they would see me that somebody that is able to still give back to the community. In spite of my busy schedule. So I think that's what it does to my children, instilling to them the value of being being responsible in the community, somebody who's able to give yourself to others, to volunteer. I really believe in that value. So I think that's them seeing me doing those things will really have a great impact in their lives in the future.
So, NSG, you've been in JCI for how? 14 years?
Yes, give or take, because I was a baby JC back in 2010. So, yeah, I'm not quite active all throughout those years, but yeah, I pretty much you can say that's how long I've been involved with JCI.
Yes, that's really amazing. Okay, so in terms of personal growth, NSG, what motivated you to join JCI and how has it influenced you personally and your personal growth?
Yeah, joining JCI really helped me personally when it comes to building a network, getting to know people that I would have not met otherwise. So I really encourage those young women who you are still, you know, finding your place in this world, and also especially if you're into business and perhaps you're getting intimidated and say, you know, some of us would probably feel like, I'm not rich, and I didn't come from a rich family, I didn't come from a politician family or a popular family for that matter, how, you know, nobody knows me, you know. So JCI is actually a great place for you to get to know people, build that network. So that has definitely helped me personally, and then most recently, you know, being a National Secretary General, wherein you have a direct access to all these 10,000 members of JCI Philippines. talagang na-test ang ating character, ang ating patience, because dealing with different type of people, alright? So, I think that's one of the things that JCI has really helped me personally. It humbles me in many ways, and I'm learning. I'm learning a lot. I know, though I might be come across as somebody who knows a lot already, or somebody who's opinionated, criticizes or gives so much feedback. Like I know so many things already, but really, behind that facade, what you see from the outside, is somebody who's also learning in this process. I'm learning a lot. So yeah.
Oh yeah, so I really agree with NSG, since I'm also a baby JC just last year, so I think it would be really a big help for me, especially my personal growth.
Yes, yeah. So
I'm still starting.
Yeah, stay right to it.
Okay. So, since we already talked about JCI, mom life, business life, so how do you prioritize self-care, NSG, while fulfilling your responsibilities at home and at work? So let's talk about self-care.
Yes, very important ang self-care. So sabi ko nga, we schedule our priorities. So definitely, I always say it, we cannot give what we don't have. So definitely, I cannot be as a caring mom if I don't care for myself first. So you don't want to be an angry mom, an impatient mom. So you want to be a happy mom around your children as much as possible. I know it's so hard. With me having 4 children, I have 2 girls and 2 boys, it's crazy in my home. But definitely, when I'm in at that point, usually mapapansin mo na yan na you're no longer yourself. So I really take some time off for myself, and I don't feel bad about that. No. So actually, Gams, now that you had a previous question, how has JCI also supported me being a mother? Actually, come to think of it, JCI is my way of self-care as well. Kasi diba minsan, so I do because why? Because I do get invitations, for example, to go to induction, to go to event, or conference, ganyan, meetings and stuff. So I get to travel. So that my travel time actually with JCI is sort of my me time na. Sinasabi ko nga, I grab the opportunity that I get to go on those short trips because I get to at least try to have a full screen sleep. Kasi right now, guys, I'm not sure if you know, but I have a 10-month-old pa, and a 3-year-old, and these kids still wake up at night talaga, and ask for milk, and then especially when these kids are sick, I'm the one that takes care of them. So I really don't get a good sleep every night. So when I get to travel to JCI, at least nakasleep ako ng 4-6 hours straight. So that's already for me, a treat for me already as a mother. So yun. And then but locally naman, when I'm just at home, and I make time. I make sure that my lashes are there, diba? On fleek, diba? So talagang if my body's feeling tired, I will get that massage that I need. So yes, definitely self-care is very important.
Self-care is a must, ladies,
Yes.
according to NSG, Hannah. Wow, ang galing. So what advice would you give to other mothers who are striving to advance their careers while raising a family?
Yeah, so that's quite difficult talaga when you're a woman trying to raise children and also, grow in your career. So definitely, number one tip that I could give is you have to find a career that's able to be flexible enough that and understanding enough of your motherhood. Kasi yun yung napaka-importante. Kasi kung importante sa'yo ang pagpapalaki ng mga bata, meaning you wanna be there in their milestones, they're important like in your graduation, whenever they're going on a performance or a competition, you wanna be there. If you're the type of mother na who wants to be present with their children, which is myself, ganun talaga yung gusto ko, I chose a career that will allow me to do that. So I found that in life insurance industry. So definitely you can also, you can find that too, maybe not in life insurance, maybe as a virtual assistant. I was also a virtual assistant at one point. So you have to find a career that will allow you to still raise your children. Okay, so which is I'm lucky enough that I found it in life insurance industry na naging 4 na ating mga anak, and still naman sa awan ng Diyos we're still growing din in our career. So yun nga, lang talaga, ensuring lang na you make time. May hashtag nga ako na make time, not find time. So that's very important. Yes, yeah, that's what I can say.
I really love that, NSG. You have to make time, ladies. Yes, very important to make time for your family, work, career, especially with regards to NSG Hannah's life, with her children, and God.
Yes, if I may just add to that, kasi ladies, we have to keep in mind that we are when we look at ourselves, we have to look at ourselves as a whole being, you know. And when you want, if you look at yourself as a whole being, you're not just that career person. Di ba? You're so many more than that. You're a career person, you're a daughter, you're a mother, di ba? So you're a partner, okay? So you're a creative person, you also have a hobby, you're also a JCI volunteer, so you're all of this. So you have to really look at that as a whole and make time for all of those things to ensure that your happiness and focus as a person. So napaka-important. And definitely, dapat okay ka spiritual. Very important.
Yeah, so basically you have to be a holistic person.
Correct.
Okay, so to wrap up everything, what are some key lessons you've learned from JCI that have helped you become a more empowered and effective mother and career woman right now?
Key lesson siguro number one, I love the value of collaboration that I've learned in JCI. Okay, so collaboration. So I actually made a post on that saying that, you know, it's acknowledging the fact that you cannot do things on your own. Okay, you always have to, in order for you to create a successful project or any successful endeavor, you have to be able to work with other people. So along with that is that to maintain good relationships with others. Okay, so very important. So, and you know, that collaboration is maintained. And just also, the second thing is always, you know, gusto ko yung, I remember nung naging RVP ako sa time ni Pong Judo and Tito Judo na ang theme nun, ang no thing is be more for others. So, for me, that value is very important kasi all of us, we have to admit and we have to admit to ourselves that we all have our different struggles, you know, in and out of JCI. But when you lose your focus to yourself and more on focus, put your focus on others, you know, helping more people, in that process, you learn a lot, and as you give for others, as you serve others, you know what? Amazingly and miraculously, the problems that you have about yourself just gets taken care of. That's just how it is. Because I've heard that when you're too busy taking care of others, giving yourself to other people, kasi hindi mo masasolve yung problem. Who solves your problem? It's God who solves your problem. So just take off the worry about your own personal problems. Surrender it to God, and then serve in JCI, you know, through JCI. And there's so many ways that you can serve in JCI and be more for others. So I think that's something that I can leave you guys as I've learned along the way, and I'm still learning. You know, hopefully I'm nearing the graduation in JCI. Next year, nag-graduate na tayo sa JCI. Okay. So, di ba? So I hopefully yun talagang so collaboration, being more for others, and lastly na lang, yung I love na tagline yung be better. I always say it also during my training, na kung however long or short your stay is in JCI, is that you're able to have been better or to have improved yourself. Okay? So, yun dapat yun na, yung stay mo dito, isiguraduhin mo na nag-improve ka in one way or another. Nag-improve ka ba sa business mo? Nag-improve ka ba sa the way you talk to people? Nag-improve ka ba sa the way you deal with people? Nag-improve ka ba in managing your time? You learn ba sa skill at thing to do? You know, so ganun. So, hopefully that helped you, Cams, and the rest of the queens and everybody who's watched this episode.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here and I feel so inspired. Listening to you and this year. Like, I really have a long way to go, especially women these days in our age, the young women, we're truly inspired to be someone like you in the future as a career woman, as a mother, and as a fellow servant of God. So, on behalf of this, as we come to the end of today's episode, let's take a moment to reflect on the key takeaways from NSG Hannah's empowering story. So your journey reminds us of the power of resilience, determination, and the importance of lifting each other up. NSG. And on behalf of JCI Lakambini Davao and our audience, thank you so much, and to our speaker for today, NSG Hannah, for sharing your empowering journey with us. So your story will continue to inspire countless others and kick off a queen's journey of building her own empire.
Thank you.
Thank you.